Hey, hey people, how's everyone doing? Hi, 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 hi. How's everyone doing? Hi guys, such an honor to be here with you today. I need to know that you can see me and you can hear me. So put it in the chat box. Say hello. Let me know that you're here. Hey. Hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. Amazing. So, are we ready? Are we ready for today? Thank you guys. Thank you. Hey Nancy, I see you. Hi Trisha Wava. Hi Coded D. This is your name. Is your name Coded D? I suspect you. Hi guys. Hi Patrick. Hi Susan. Hi Tori. Hi everyone. It is such an honor to be here today. I'm great, thank you. Thank you for asking. I am ready if you are ready. So let's just get right into it. Greetings from where I am. And I know you're bringing greetings from where you are. So I'm told to talk about authenticity today, and it's one of my favorite topics. As an identity coach, I lead with authenticity and reinvention. I know that today I'm talking to basically creators, like digital creators. And I'm just going to start simply. Authenticity is really about being true to self. It shouldn't be anything elaborate. Authenticity is about being true to self. But what difference does that make for you? I always ask a question. Every time I have to interact with someone, or every time I have to speak to someone about what it is, anything, the first thing I usually say is, who are you and what is unique about being you? Who are you and what is unique about being you? Because this, let's cut to the chase. And everyone is chasing something, everyone is looking for something, it's a whole rat race, especially in the continent of Africa. It's difficult to rise. There's so much opposition, there's so many things against you. You daily have to choose to survive, you daily have to choose to live above all your, there's so many things that seek to hold you down, so many things that seek to just stand in your way. You have everything working against you as the average young person in this continent of Africa. So, who are you and what is unique about being you? I want to tell you today that the most important thing, the most important thing in your life is about even understanding, why am I here? What role do I have to play? See, there's a dime and a dozen. Everyone knows about this thing called, oh, okay, branding. Everybody knows how to, put yourself forward. I mean, back in the day, I remember how when we were doing things like PR and things like that, every time you get into a room, you almost sound like you are God, because knowledge was scarce. You know what I mean? But today, there's so much out there. There is so much information. I mean, whatever you think that you know or that you knew yesterday, tomorrow you may wake up and realize, okay, this is irrelevant. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the most important thing for you is to be true to self. And what does that even mean? Because a lot of times people say, oh, let's be authentic. I teach you authenticity, or I want to be the best version of myself, higher version of all of those things. It is that you understand your journey, your life's journey, and how important it is for you. What do I mean? All of your life really has prepared you to be where you are. Each one of us, we're gifted differently. Everyone is gifted differently. I always say that one of my favorite quotes, and it's not a function of faith or a function of religion, is just think of it as a quote, something that, makes sense in this world, is that the gift of a man, it makes room for him, and, it makes him to stand before kings and not mere mortals. Let me break it down for you what that really means. It is that there is no room in this world except as your gift can make it for you. I mean, why would he say the gift of a man makes room? I mean, it makes sense. Like the gift of a man makes room for him, meaning that there is no room anywhere except as your gift makes it. But it also says something. It says that it makes you to stand with people that are important, people of influence, people that are just like you, people that are gifted, people that are, that have a vision, and not just people that are random, people that don't have a path, people that don't have a way, people that are just running like headless chickens. Oh, this is what is trending. Let's go there. Oh, this is what we're all doing. Let's go there. Everybody is a coach. I have to be a coach. Everybody is teaching this. I have to do that. Now, this is not to rain on your parade. This is to let you know that, you see, each one of us has been gifted differently, and it is our role, our duty to learn the mastery of our gifts so that we can lead with authority and with difference. Let me check the chat and make sure that you guys are following me. So I'm going to be taking, this is how I work. I'm going to be taking questions on the go, meaning that if you have any questions, please just drop it in the chat box. I'm not going to be waiting for this and that, because sometimes it hits you and you're like, okay. And if you don't put it down in that moment, you may just lose your train of thought. So that's what I'm sharing with you now. So like I said, it is that you learn your own unique gifting and your own ability so that you can lead with ease and with grace. What does that mean for you? I'm going to be sharing quick, should I say, because we're talking about how to do this, how to build this successful brand career. I want you to just put all of those things in your left hand. Put them in one place, and let's focus on what it is. It's about wisdom to navigate your life's path. This is beyond, there's so many things that you can be doing. There's so many things that people are doing. There's so many things you can be following. There's so many things that you can be chasing. But all you really need is the wisdom to navigate your own life's path, the right knowledge, the right people, and the courage to take action. When it comes to you to say to yourself, okay, where am I going? How does this benefit my entire life's journey? What exactly has been given to me? So it's to understand what you have been gifted with. Remember, I started with, each one of us has been gifted differently. And it's our responsibility to master our gifts so that we can lead with authority, with ease, with grace. Okay? So this whole journey thing, and this whole gifting thing, I've heard people call it different things. Oh, passion, oh, this. And just to make it simpler for you, it's really not about finding some grand thing. It is to look at your hands and say, what do I have in my hands right now? Meaning that you start from a place of knowing into a place of unknown. Like, you cannot start from the unknown. You can't start searching for one thing that is missing, searching for a passion, searching for a purpose, trying to identify this and that. It is to lead, with whatever is in your hands right now. What do I have in my hands? What do I know? Somebody's saying, what happens when you're multi-talented? How do you navigate that? So I'm working with you. So you have to lead with one thing at a time. What is in my hands right now? And people call it things like lowest hanging fruit, right? So what is it right now that I do not really need too much to be who I am, in this moment? And what can I give? What is in my hand to share, to gift, to serve with? The challenge with most of us is that we're always thinking of, what can I get? I need to sell this. I need to do that. And, it's okay. Some people start like that, and it's okay. Some people start like that. And so I'm going to just, let me take this question just because it's on the screen. How do you use authenticity in respect to affiliate marketing? It is that, how do you use authenticity, or how do you become authentic in your life so that everything becomes almost easy for you? So watch me and follow me. Let me show you a few things. Like I said, a lot of us are chasing things, and it is the hustle mentality. And today I'm actually here to, it may not be anything that you have heard in the way that you're expecting to hear it. You're expecting to hear, oh, let's brand, let's do this, let's do that. But I'm beyond that. I've gone. So let me give you a quick, let me give you a quick, should I say, expose. In that, I started with branding PR, say, ultimately about 20 years ago when I started working. And then, we used to map things, or client engagement or customer engagement, emotional this, emotional that, brand resonance, all of those things, right? And there are tools, there are rules, but there are also rules of a game. And there would always be people that can play that game better than you. What am I telling you? I'm telling you to go inside of yourself, to leave all of this. So when you talk about affiliate, leave affiliate marketing, leave the things that are on the outside and start from yourself. If you are authentic in yourself, you see everything, authenticity is what draws things to you. I'm going to use one of my favorite examples. So was it last year? I remember I can't remember what I was doing. I was having this conversation, or I was doing, and then my daughter came to me. I said, Mommy, listen to this song. So I said, okay, what song? I listened to it and I thought, this song is, this is so different. First of all, it started with, Assalamu alaikum. I have many disciples. I get many, many disciples. Hey, I thought, who is this one? Who starts a song like this? And this was maybe like June, or I can't even remember. And then I remember I just said, you know what? Give me this person's name. Let me go and search. And I went and I listened to the entire album. Guys, when Ashake came to the scene, what was different about this guy? It is that he brought everything that has been gifted to him in his life's journey, his pains, his hurts, his disappointments, his fears, and put everything. What do I mean? From street to amapiano to religion to hustle to everything. He brought everything on the table. Where am I going? I'm saying that, you see, many of us are chasing things. Many of us are chasing, what can I need to make money. And I'm saying to you, take a step back. Authenticity, it is that you lead with your true self, your authentic self, so that when you show up on the scene, you are immediately identifiable. A lot of us are like so many other people. They are a dime and a dozen like you. What is unique about being you, and how does that make room for you in this world? How does that make room for you in the creator space? How do you shine in a space where completely is saturated? There is no room. But the only room that can happen for you is as you make it with your gifting, with your abilities, with your talents, with your skills, with things that are natural to you. So what am I saying? I'm saying that what happens when you are multi-talented? So have you identified what are these things that you have called multi-talents? What are they? Which one are you leading with? It is that one step at a time. What happens to most of us is that, like I said, we're all just in a hurry. You want to lead. You cannot lead with everything. To master an art, you have to sit with it and break it down and say, okay, this thing that is a multi-talent or is a talent, what is the one that I can do right now? I can shut my eyes. I can, if they wake me up, what can I lead with? Let me give you an example, like this person. So when I read the whole Ashake story, right, it is that he said, I went to school, I did theater arts. And in theater arts, he was a dancer. He started off with dancing and doing all of those like stage things. But something he really liked was music. Guess what? He also loved fashion. So this is a story of multi-talents, really. You have fashion, you have music, you have dance, you have choreography. He had so many of those things. But there's something that always gave him joy, no matter what was happening in his life. When he sits down in a quiet place, what brings him joy was music. And he just thought to himself, you know what? Let me just pursue this music. And he had been doing it. He had been trying to get gigs. Sometimes they'll pay him some money. Sometimes they will cheat him. Sometimes they won't. But because it gave him so much joy, he kept doing it. But here's the challenge that most of us have. We just keep following this thing, and it's not necessarily that you are leading with it. You are in a hustle zone, and you have not decided, what do I have in my hands? What can I do right now? So what do I mean? Even though he was doing all of those things, he was also doing other things that would give him like a way to survive, things that he would earn from. So he was doing the thing that gave him joy, but he wasn't just saying, I love this. This is a passion. See, sometimes your passion, it doesn't serve people. And if your passion cannot serve people, it is a hobby. Take it as a hobby, okay? Take it as a hobby. So what happened is that he said, you know what? I'm going to pursue this music of a thing. Let's see. But guess what? As he was saying this, he said, I'm going to do it for a so number of time. But if I don't break even in this music, I'm going to do fashion. So it is that you give yourself options. That is the gift of being multi-talented. But what we want to do as a multi-talented people is that we want to rush everything and say, I'm the same one, I'm doing this. I'm not talking about having multiple streams of income. That is a different level entirely. I'm starting with you from the very beginning, the basics of authenticity. So think of this as the very elementary points of authenticity, right? So you start with whatever I say, okay, but remember that the thing that gives you the highest joy, it is about joy. It is about being at peace. Not that something that you know that if you think about it and you want to go and do it, it gives you heartburns. Those ones is when you are in hustle mode, when you are still learning your ropes, when you are still trying to survive. But when you have found something that gives you joy, you give yourself time and say, you know what, this thing, let's give it all we've got and step into it. But at the same time, you are never without options. Don't be that one that is stuck such that you just, like if this thing doesn't work, I'm going to die. So let me go back to this story. And this guy said he was, doing his music. He was doing his music. And then one day his friend said to him, you know what? This your song, this tapes, this whatever. He was posting every single day. He was doing all of those things, putting it online again. So this is very apt for this session because we're talking about being in a digital creative world, right? In a digital world. And his song, for whatever reason, went viral. Like, it went viral. It's not anything but he was consistent with it and he had perfected his art. This guy was amazing, right? Next thing, his friend just said, you know what, I'm going to get a dub tape. I have to go and get you to Olamide. It wasn't even anything he did, right? And for whatever reason, Olamide heard his song. And then Omokwe was born. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. And that's the end. So guess what? He had said that if this thing doesn't work, you people, you don't even know how talented I am. I will die there because I've got so many things. I will bring out first weapon, call it weapon, right? First one, let's see. And did it with all of himself because guess what? It gave him joy. So let me go back to this story again. And when I remember, let's go back to where I started from. And I said, what is unique about being you? And how does that make the difference? How does that make room for you in this world? Right? How does that make room for you in this world? So you have to, first of all, go back to the drawing board. Forget affiliate marketing, moving around. Hey, how do they do this? Multiple. Before you create anything, remember, you have called yourself a creator, meaning that you have the ability to create something that has never existed before in the format that your gifting is able to bear it or to create it. So let me rephrase that. So what I'm saying, because it came to me as a thought right now, I didn't even have it before. It is that as a creator, what does that mean? It means that you have a creative energy. You have something that makes you to pick up something from scratch and put your own special spin on it because you have a spin. It is that you have not identified your authentic voice. When you identify your authentic voice, even if we have heard something before, by the time you put your authentic voice on it, it changes the entire perspective. And it seems like we have never heard it before. There is nothing new under the sun. However, you bring that newness. You are the newness that the world is looking for. And if you are honestly constantly hustling, constantly looking at things, constantly trying to copy this and that, constantly trying to see what are they doing, you will be lost. You'll be completely lost. So now let me zero in on the points that I want you to focus on. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that will help you with this. Mapping your gateways. So when I say mapping your gateways, it is that there's so many things because, and to be fair, this is the craziest the world has ever been, guys. There's too much information. So even when you think that something is an original thought, you think, oh, that I came up with this, then you see it somewhere, just realize, oh, it's true. I probably read it here, or somebody probably said this to me. How do you preserve your authenticity? I call it mapping your gateways. There are 3 gateways to map when you are trying to cultivate your inner voice and learn your own wisdom, right? And I know that you've heard people tell you things. I read this book, read that. Fantastic. All of those things are great. But the person that wrote that book, where did that person originate from? And where did the thoughts for the book, where did it come from? So you're supposed to, it's okay, read those things, but pick them as material, not as a blueprint. Why? How can it be a blueprint? It's not. Because you have an authentic, why are you here? What have you been gifted with? What have you been gifted with? You cannot crowd it with, hey, every time. This person even said the other day, and my pastor said, I'm an imam, and this person preached, and they said, and the books, and the what are you saying? Where's your own authentic voice in all of it? What has been gifted to you? Where are you in the space of things? So we cannot hear you if you're not authentic. Do you know how many we have heard? Do you know how many? Are you the first? So many. Please, where is your own voice? So mapping your territories, right? Mapping your gateways. Number one, the gateways of the ears, which is what I've sort of like spoken about now. So who do you give your ears to? You cannot just be listening to everything. You know why? It will color you and you will not even know. Have you ever been in a place? You're just in a place and you're just, maybe there's music and something playing. The next thing, you are in your car or you are in the bus or whatever, and you find yourself humming it. Please, did they force you? In fact, sometimes you can be humming it with words. Did they tell you, these are the words of the song? Did anybody write it down? It is that you are creative spirits, and we need to understand that we have magnetic forces, force fields around us. And it is that we are able to absorb things that resonate with us, things that are almost in your subconscious. You do not even know. You just say, oh, I like this sound. Something inside of you resonates with it. And so you are able to absorb it. So because of that, you have to be intentional about the things you listen to. Some days, this is me years ago. How did I learn all of these things? Because sometimes I'm sitting down, I'm wondering, why am I even feeling sad? And I'll be wondering, what is this sadness? Then I remember, oh, that person told me this. I'm like, oh my God. Before I trace what, I would have been sad for hours. I'm like, what's happening to me? Then I realized, you see, you have to be careful in terms of mapping you have to map it. You have to map your territories and the territory of the ear. Who do you give your ears to? Who speaks to you when you are in trouble? When you feel like, I need help, who do you go to? Do you even have the kind of people that will speak life? How do the kind of people that will speak life to you? So it is that in mapping your territories, the territory of the ears, you must have certain people that you can hear things from. There are some that you will know, they can be that is not the time to be listening to rubbish or to be looking at gossip or to be, there are just some certain things that you have to map, right? The territory of the ears. Then your gateways, the gateway of the heart. So you know that the heart knows things that the mind can never explain. Let me tell you what that means. Your heart, it knows things that your mind is the one that will be explaining things, that will be telling you, oh, maybe when we do this. But your heart, when something happens and it hurts you, you don't even know where the thing is coming from. It is that. Why am I talking about this? I felt like somebody is saying, but we're talking about authenticity. How is this relevant? It is that I'm showing to you what makes you have a unique voice and a unique perspective in this world. When you are used to certain things, withholding certain things, being disciplined about the things that you give your voice to, being disciplined about the things that you allow to stir you up, the things that you allow to irritate you, or the things or the people that you allow to speak to you, then it is easy for you to know, is this thing for me? As it comes, you're like, this thing is a trend though. Should I jump on this? How will I be able to jump? What is my unique spin on it? Because you are used to not being colored by what they are saying, colored by what they are seeing, you would always see a unique perspective. And when you bring your perspective, because we have not heard it, it will sound like, wow, this person is authentic. Because you have intentionally mapped your own territories and you do not allow just anything to come into your vicinity, to your inner space. Authenticity is about being true to self. But first of all, who are you? What do you have in your hands? What has been gifted to you? How does that gift make room for you in this world? Forget what they are affiliate, personal. See, when you learn your authentic voice, personal finance will be as if I've never seen it before. It would be as if I've not heard it like this. Graphic art. See, graphic design, I always say that graphic design, or graphic designers or people that do anything around art or creativity, they have their eyes, they're like it's like they are God. You know why? Because they see in pictures. Now imagine that you are always colored by the pictures that you see around you, by the things that people. So maybe you are angry, you allow yourself to be angry. In that moment, you are not. What would have been an original thought? What would have been something free that will give somebody joy or give somebody peace? It won't come to you in that moment. You know why? You have resisted it with the energy you have created around yourself. The energy you have created, the energy of fear, of anxiety, the energy of competition. There's so many things that you create around you because you have not intentionally mapped your territories. So I'm talking about three things. I'm winding them into each other. So stay with me. This is nothing like you have heard before, I know. And it's a gift. So for me, I'm gifted with shifting. Mind shifts and life shifts. And that's what I do. And so permit yourself to leave everything that you thought you knew and step into the realm of your own newness, your own beginning, your own creativity, your own authenticity. Who are you? Who are you? And what have you been gifted with for the world? Enough of this coloring and following after people and chasing after things you do not even understand. There are some things that you are just writing down. They said, oh, 10 steps to this, 15 steps to that. Great. If you don't feel those things in your tummy, please don't take them. Don't just use, a lot of us are just rechurning and churning things out. See, I always say that Africa is such a unique space. I'm going back to my first example, Ashake. Ashake came to us with us. What do I mean? He came with things that are familiar to us. Religion is familiar to us. Street is familiar to us. Beats familiar to us. Hustle familiar to us. Uniqueness, difference, love, life, entertainment, familiar to us, such that there is a place for everyone in that space. When you hear some things, the music that he brings it from different years. In this new album, Work of Art, guys, he has things from Nice, he has things from Lighthouse Family. That is for people like us that, we're 90s, when we were rocking, it was in the 90s. Yet he has sounds that are relevant for a 15-year-old. He went, and all of those things are who he is. What I'm saying to you is that you have enough. You have been gifted enough, but you have not taken the time to go within yourself and say, okay, my name is this. How did I start my journey? Your journey, where you grew up, who you were born to, the challenges of your life. Everything is weaving a story that only you can tell. A unique story that you must accept, you must honor, and you must have the commitment. You must have that commitment to stay true, no matter what is going on. Authenticity is hard. It is that you don't even want to know. There's some things that I don't entertain. My people know me. The people that know me. There's some things you won't even call me for because I won't go. I won't do. I won't contribute to. And these are traditions and systems that have been set. But I'm not in that space with y'all. I know what if I don't feel it in my tummy. Once I hear it and it comes to me, I'm like, my ears are so mapped. I'll be like, not for me. And guess what? It makes you sensitive to other people. So are you following me, guys? I can see all you're saying. I can see you. I see you. So you're going to go over this. I don't know if Stella is going to, whatever it is that they're, Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up to Selar. They're telling an African story. What am I saying to you? Authenticity is accepting where you're from, who you were birthed to. You did not choose how you came to this world, but you can choose how you're going out, right? You did not choose that I'm going to be born in this family. I'm going to have these parents. When I'm 2, this is going to happen, or when I'm 16, this is going to happen. All of that is a story within your own uniqueness. You have to accept it. Accept your life. Accept what you have been gifted. When you accept it and look at it, you say, what is in this for me? What do I need to be learning? What do I need to be learning? Who am I given to serve? Everything that has happened in my life is within a story of service. So when you begin to look at it as a story of service, it changes your life. It changes your trajectory. Let me finish on the mapping your gateways. The last thing is your inner voice. And anybody that follows my work, I'm an identity coach on Instagram. I'm not as active on Instagram as I used to be. I'm more on Telegram and in my emails, which are called soul letters, right? So your inner voice is something that if you have mapped the territory or the gateways of your ears, mapped the gateway of your heart, your inner voice comes to you quickly. What do I mean by inner voice? You know how sometimes maybe you're having conversations with people, or you are not even having a conversation, you're in a place and something is happening. Maybe imagining that even all of these things that we're watching now on Selar, what Selar has brought to us, and somebody says something, you feel something like a stirring inside of you. What do you do with those things? A lot of us are unconscious. So what I'm saying to you is to become awakened to your inner voice, in that when it says something to you, you take it and you put it in the left hand. So I have something that I call the theory of the left hand. I'm sure you have never heard it before because it came to me. Yeah, the theory of the left hand. And the theory of the left hand for me is that anything that you don't understand, anything that just stirs you up, you don't even know what it is, don't judge it. Meet it with curiosity and just put it in your left hand. Why am I saying left hand? Because most people are right-handed, right? And for me, left-handed is not, so most people are right-handed, and your left hand is that hand that you don't really use. So when I say theory of the left hand, it is that put it in a place where you not use it to eat eba, or you will not use it to greet somebody, right? So put it in a safe place. That's what I mean by the theory of the left hand. So you put it in your left hand, and later you go back to it. What was that thing? Why did that thing trigger me? What was it about? Then you start cultivating your inner voice, where introspection, you sit with yourself and start asking yourself those questions. You start leading yourself, and then you realize that you actually had a perspective, or that thing is for you. Or guess what? That thing is not for you. It is the same with meeting people. People talk about friendships. People talk about, and authenticity is the story of our lives. It is that everything that you have been given in this earth is led. You have to lead with authenticity. So all the things that we're doing here, fantastic, great. But you see, if you are not your authentic self, everything is just you are going to keep chasing, hustling. Authenticity helps you to be at peace, helps you to know when, how, who do I give my ears to? When am I permitted to do this? These are the things, right? So the theory of the left hand, I see that somebody has written it here. Amazing. Yes, meet it with curiosity. Don't judge it. Don't say, it must be that they are talking to me. It's because they It also helps you to deal with things like offense, and helps you to deal with things like, some people, it looks as if they don't have shame. They are using the theory of the left hand, but they don't know that sometimes people say things to you, they don't get angry immediately. You know why? They are just chilling, like, wait, I will go back. It helps you to lead with wisdom. You're not easily under pressure. You're not chasing things that are not chasing you. Because everything you need or everything you want, it wants you to. But you have to be ready to receive it. So that is the inner voice. I've sort of like tried to compress everything. I mean, what can I really say in 1 hour or in 45 minutes or whatever the time that I have? But I need to, because this is a keynote, I have to share as much as I can with you. So I said mapping your territories, and I'm going to close with a few things. And it is that you need to serve with your gifts. So a lot of times as creators, and that's why we're here, we're looking for how to build authenticity and transparency in a brand, say whatever. It is that the very first thing that you should know is that you have been gifted. Everything you have was given to you. Everything. Why? It was gifted to you to serve, such that, see, all of us are on a timer. All of us, all of us are on a timer. We do not know the day, we do not know the hour. But what you are supposed to do is to lead with your gifts such that you multiply them. It is your responsibility that everything that you have been given, you serve with them. And they return to you. See, that is the way the universe has been created. That is the way our world has been created. That in your service, you will become served. Until you gift, you cannot be gifted. Until you serve, you cannot be served. So, it is that you need to begin to identify people. Identify them. Think of them as souls that you are inviting into a conversation. Let me explain this. So, every time you want to give something, every time you want to share something, make it your very best. So it is not that you do haphazard things. I need to quickly put out this thing and quickly put it on Selar so that they can quickly start buying it. Have you served with it? You're talking about authenticity. You're talking about leading. You have to give it your all, your very best. Even if it is a template or a workbook or is a free ebook or is a free, give it your life. Act like your life depends on it, because it does. You're on a timer. Stop playing. Stop playing. Well, see, the things that we think matter, when it's all done, they do not matter. What you are going to live with is a legacy. What did I gift the earth? And when I am gone from the earth, how does the earth remember that I was there? Is that something that even occurs to you? Is that something that occurs to you? Yeah? It's not just about selling ebooks and selling courses. And what is that content? Is it that you are gifting and you are serving? And that is what authenticity is. But before you get to that point, that's why I started from where I started from, right? I started from the place of all of your life's experiences was gifted to you, whatever they may be, good, bad, whatever. It is that the way that you came, you could not choose that, but the way that you remain and the way that you go, it's all on you, all on you. Choose your experiences, the ones that you want to have. You choose the things that you want to hear. You choose the people that you want to give yourself to. You choose the things that you map around yourself. You choose. So stop playing. Let's stop playing, guys. We're playing. A lot of us are. Look at the people that you think are successful. They give their very lives. If you want to hear the things that they have to do, how sometimes they make some decisions based on authenticity and integrity. They just say, you know what? I know that this thing is probably going to kill me, but let me just do 5 videos instead of 1. But no, you want to do 1. Let's just do 1 and quickly do it and get out of the place and quickly make money. For how long? Are you kidding? Are you even kidding right now? Give your very best. Think of people as souls. Think of everyone that is interacting with your brand or interacting with your product or your service. Think of them as souls that you are inviting into a conversation with your gifts. Think of them as people that you are inviting and saying, you know what? I want you to experience this. This was given to me to serve you with. And I will serve you with everything I've got. Because guess what? That is where your own difference is. That's where it rises. That's where you make room for yourself. Because like I said, remember, there's no room. Forget it. There's no room anywhere. No matter how many times you struggle, except you go back to your authentic self, to your design, and shape it. Map your own way. Map it. One gift at a time. And when you have mastered a gift, you will know. There are levels of mastery you get to that you are almost in that space. You feel yourself floating. That there's nothing that in that space somebody asks you, even things that you did not know you knew. When they ask you, you always have an answer. That tells you that you have gotten to the stage of mastery. And when you get to that stage of mastery, your next gift opens up to you. You don't even determine it. Guess what? That's how I say that. People say things like, I want to find my purpose. I'm looking for my purpose. See, you do not find purpose. Purpose finds you. You do not find it. Where are you looking for it? You do not find purpose. Purpose finds you. Purpose finds you in the place where you are working, in the place where you are gifting, in the place where you are serving. When you are serving your gifts, that's when somebody will just say, please come and help me do this. Purpose has found you. And then guess what? You will do it with all of your heart. And when you do it with all of your heart and all that has been gifted to you, you serve with it, purpose finds you again into another place of lifting. And you keep going and keep going. And it's as if, is it only you? You don't know what it is that people have to do. You don't know what it is. It is that whatever is in your hands at that moment, stop looking out. Stop chasing things it's not yet time. Understand that there is timing and there is season for everyone. There's a time, there's a season. And you have to know, okay, this is time for me to step into the next. And if you do not feel a release, the release I'm talking about is the release of mastery. You cannot start saying, some people will be saying, I'm teaching a masterclass in what you don't even understand. Are you kidding? Okay, guys, I've gone on you, but yeah, this is how I teach. And I'm so grateful to have this platform. I'm going to round up with, I think that, I'm not sure what time. Oh yeah, I have please, can you let me know? How many more minutes do I have? Can you tell me? Moderator, let me know so that I can wrap up what it is that I'm saying. 10 minutes, fantastic. So I'm in good time. So I'm going to wrap up with this. As a creator, and I shared it yesterday on my Instagram page. It's a short clip. I actually did it and shared it because of today. As a creator, that you need to understand that there's some ideas that were given to you, and they were given to you for your own speed. So it's not everything you're supposed to share. Some things you're supposed to incubate them. So I'm talking about now when I said masterclasses and doing things and all of that. So ideas are given for speed. Every time you have a light bulb moment, every time something comes to you and you think about it and do like this, it is that you have the capacity in that moment to incubate that thing such that when you have learned it, it gives you speed. So it is a concept of mastery. It is that we do not allow ourselves to cook before we begin to serve. Cook, allow yourself, brood, sit down, settle in. Something comes to you. Don't start asking people, hey, so how did you do? What did you do? Before you get there, sit with it. Allow it to come to you, sit with it and say, what does this even mean for me? Hey, why did this? Sometimes we're unable to do those things alone. That's why you have like people like coaches and things like that. So I do not underestimate the relevance of coaches, therapists, psychologists, all of those things where you're dealing with something. But in that moment, when it is like I'm talking about an idea or a light bulb moment, something comes to you, sit with yourself. It came to you now. Jaja, you were on your own. You sat down and something just came. Happy? So you sit with it and try and map it. You know why? Because if you do not do that, it will be colored and it will become generic before you know. Because by the time you go and ask somebody says this, somebody says that, you've lost your inner voice. You don't even know where it was going for you. And don't be afraid of money. A lot of us, because we want money so bad, we are doing all sorts of things. All sorts, we're afraid. See, money is a tool in this world. It was given to serve you. Money is a service tool. And guess what? When it recognizes you, it comes for you. It recognizes you. It knows that, okay, this one is ready to serve. Money is in your hands to serve. The rich keep getting richer because they know how to multiply it. They know how to, it comes to them. But it's the same people that are hustling that we continue to hustle. Guys, I just want you to, and this is what I'm going to close with. The words are, all that you need to be, you already are. Those are the words I'm going to leave you with. If you don't remember all of these things, but remember that all that you need to be, you already are. What does that mean? It means that you have been gifted. And it takes you to sit down with yourself, identify what your giftings, what your abilities are, turn them into skills, master, sit with them, brood. When you don't understand certain things, don't just react. Don't just say, that means that I have to shut this course down, or that means I have to go into affiliate marketing. How do you know that that is what is for you? Sit with it, put it in your left hand, meet it with curiosity, not immediate judgment. That means I must do this, or that means I must cancel this. No. Remember, you have been gifted. All that you need to be, you already are. Take the time, go within yourself, learn your gifts so that you can serve with them. Thank you, guys. I am done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, guys. If there are any questions, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you guys. I see you. How can you join my mailing list? Wow, can I type that to you guys, or how does that work? So you know what? Just go to Instagram, send me a DM on Instagram. Yeah, send me a DM on Instagram, Identity Coach. So send me a DM on Instagram. I have so many things running. So unlike most people, I only run a course once a year because I don't need to. And I run a retreat once a year because I don't need to do all of these hustles. I understand that it is something that some people do, but you lead yourself to that place where you recognize that all you need to be, you have been gifted with it. You just need to learn your own giftings and your own abilities so that you can serve with them. Instagram handle Identity Coach, guys. Identity Coach is my Instagram handle. Identity Coach. Very easy. Very easy Identity Coach. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you. Just find me on Instagram, Identity Coach. Thank you so much for being here. Loved this session. Thank you, Selar. Thank you, guys.